Heroic Shield. This is a poem of praise drawing inspiration from the Southern African setting. It retraces the legendary military exploits of Shaka Zulu against the domination of the Boers to symbolize the fall of apartheid in the future. The poem focuses on the apartheid regime that had held South Africans in bondage for years. The poem begins with an ironic presentation of the white settlers who, despite the heat of the sun, still shiver for their mere thought of Shaka because they are perpetrators of inhumanity and suffering. The whites who settled there were originally abandoned by the trekkers who had another destination in mind. He sounds a warning note to their reign, that their reign will not last forever. The apocalyptic image used here is the sun, which will scorch the land. The heat in the Karoo symbolizes the anger of the heart in the hearts of the people, who will not find peace until they unseat the barbaric and inhumane regime that has no value for black lives. Those who have refused to continue the journey had fallen in love with the climate and the rich soil in gold. The second part of the poem, he refers to the white settlers as anguished tyrants, yet they are afraid of Zulu people because of their bravery in warfare using heroic shields. As he presents, the white settlers still tremble and have nightmares when they think of Shaka Zulu. They know the fight for the liberation of the Zulu land by the new heroes like Mandela and his ANC compatriot is on the move. The settlers are attracted to the Vaal River and the diamonds which abound on the earth of this Zulu nation. Though they are afraid, they cannot escape because of their own lust for natural resources and greed. They will not heed to the warning of the impending danger because their hearts are full of greed. The poem focuses on heroism, patriotism, and bravery. The main concern is for the fight for freedom and liberation from the white settlers. The poem is a source of motivation for the many freedom or liberation groups that will sprout all over Africa afterwards. The second level of analysis is that of exploitation. The settlers had stopped over at the Zulu nation for rest and refreshment, but when they discovered the good climate and its diamonds, they were enticed by it. They begin the conquest, domination, and process of exploitation. In order to ascertain their right and domination over the precious metal, they had to institutionalize the policy of apartheid. Its legality made it one of the worst forms of government or government policies on earth, and its barbarity surpassed that of the slave trade. Through allusive statement, the poet has been able to put across his message of patriotic spirit as a tool of liberation. The patriotic spirit of liberation has yielded fruits in neighboring countries from which South Africa must draw inspiration. The prophetic message has been accomplished as South Africa is now governed by black leadership. The atmosphere in the poem is glorifying. It is optimistic, as we know that new heroes will always replace old ones, and the fight for freedom is a continuous process.